Bro, you're killing me. Whatever. It's fine. No, not this one. Not this one. Let's scroll. We're scrolling. We're looking. All right, now we're talking. Okay. Welcome to our 7th Hunger Games. From District 1, we have Charles Barkley, Lola Bunny. From District 2, we have Phineas and Ferb. From District 3, we have Jimi Hendrix and the dog from John Wick, whose name is Daisy. From District 4, we have Lego Steve from Minecraft and Isabelle. From District 5, we have Hormel Chili with beans and Putin's mom. You know that lady who really wanted to be Vladimir Putin's mom? From District 6, we have The Weeknd and the titular Angry Bird. From District 7, we have Nomeo and Julia Roberts. From District 8, we have the Riddler and Moana. District 9, we have Secretariat and this bird from Stuart Little, whose name is Margalo. From District 10, we have Don Bradman, my favorite cricket player, and Velma. From District 11, we have live-action Popeye and Nicki Minaj. And from District 12, we have Anthony Frank Hawk, better known as Tony, and Hormel Chili with no beans. These are your contestants. Let me get the poll going. Manager. Start prediction. Start prediction. All right. So, go ahead. You can go ahead and use your channel points to vote for what district you think is going to win between the odd districts and the even districts. Let me see if I can get it to a place where you can see everything. And we're scrapping the whole video game music idea, because that was terrible. I don't want Tony Hawk to die. So true. He's all we have. I don't know how many people we have in here with a lot of channel points. Because usually Atlas kind of tips the scales, because Atlas is everywhere. I don't know what's up with the music situation today, friends. Let's try... Like, this is good. It's just not what we're looking for. Hype tracks. That's a little better. All right. And while people are voting, I'll tell you about, what's the bird from Stuart Little 2's name? Margalo. So I got Lego Star Wars, and the game is excellent. However, I'm already soft locked. On episode 7, I'm soft locked. So now I don't know if I want to restart the game, because I got like 4 hours in. So do I reset and just do that again? Or do I just sort of, do I go back, do the earlier stuff, and hope that they patch it soon? I don't know. But other than that, the game is great. Like, I wouldn't be upset to have to replay that stuff. If Putin's mom lives longer than Tony Hawk, I'm unsubbing. That's completely fair. We have an automatic foil with Putin's mom. Truly. Like, we know who the bad guy here is. All right. Let's get into day 1. Predictions are still going, by the way. Let's see where we are right now. 4 under a 150. Nobody's spending the big points. Okay. As the tributes stand on their podium, the horns sound. Hormel chili with beans runs away from the cornucopia. Margalo finds a bow, some arrows, and a quiver. Lego Steve runs away from the cornucopia. Ferb runs away from the cornucopia. Nomeo runs away from the cornucopia. Velma runs away from the cornucopia. Moana runs away from the cornucopia. Nicki Minaj runs away from the cornucopia. Charles Barkley runs away from the cornucopia. Putin's mom runs away from the cornucopia. Angry Birds run away from the cornucopia. Popeye scares Daisy away from the cornucopia. The Weeknd runs away from the cornucopia. Phineas breaks Hormel chili no beans nose for a basket of bread. That's cold, Phineas. A basket of bread is not that important. The star of Space Jam. I assume you're talking about live action Popeye? All right. Lola Bunny, Don Bradman, and Julia Roberts work together to get as many supplies as possible. Now we have something dangerous here. Charles Barkley does deserve to be the star of Space Jam. The Riddler runs away from the cornucopia and hides. Oh, he runs into the cornucopia and hides. That's a different strat. Jimi Hendrix runs away from the cornucopia. Secretariat and Isabel fight for a bag. Secretariat gives up and retreats. Tony Hawk runs away from the cornucopia. Hopefully, we're back to a more balanced game. Because last go-around, stuff was insane. This feels like we're off to already a more normal start. Lola and Don Bradman combo needs to be nerfed. They are the ultimate sports team. You put them in any sport and they will dominate. What if Space Jam 2... What if the Monstars loved cricket more than basketball? And you had to watch Taz around going back and forth 100 times. Tony Hawk should have skated away since he's a skater dude. That's true. He didn't even think of that. Putin's mom attacks Hormel chili with beans, but he manages to escape. Good for you, Hormel chili with beans. Angry Bird sprains his ankles while running away from Nomeo. He has such tiny little bird ankles. Do birds have ankles? What we see is the ankle. The knee is much further up. Oh, what? The bend in a bird's foot is the ankle, not the knee. Weird. Huh. All right. Julia Roberts searches for firewood. Moana receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Nicki Minaj attacks Ferb, but he manages to escape. Secretariat, Lola Bunny, Popeye, Hormel chili with no beans, track down and kill Lego Steve. Did Lego Steve need a full firing squad to take him out? Why did everybody need to team up to kill this guy? They sent the Sinister Six after a Lego Minecraft boy. Gotta look at it from a new angle. You know, that joke is still dumb, but dumb jokes are funnier after you just gifted 5 subs. That's true. 5 subs makes things quite a bit funnier, actually. Don Bradman tries to spearfish with a trident. The Weeknd tries to spearfish with a trident. Everybody's trying it, bro. This new trend is really catching on in the Hunger Games. Tony Hawk discovers a cave. Jimi Hendrix stalks the Riddler. You know the scene in the Batman where you see, like, from the Riddler's binoculars perspective? What if it zoomed out further and there was another binoculars perspective, but it was Jimi Hendrix watching the Riddler. Phineas attempts to climb a tree, but falls to his death. So, when subscribers request participants in the Hunger Games, it is also a curse because they die so often in the worst ways. The worst example being the time Beard Strange requested Bert and Ernie, and day one at the cornucopia, a random killed them both with like a maul or something, and then just didn't do anything the rest of the game. Jimi Hendrix was in the movie. We just couldn't see him. If you look very closely, you can see the top of his hair over a crowd. Charles Barkley constructs a shack. He constructs shack? He's got like a robot made out of sticks and twigs in the woods. Margalo thinks about home. Oh wait, you don't have a home. That's the whole plot of the movie. Velma stalks Daisy. I don't think that's necessary, Velma. It runs on diesel. I don't think you need to be stalking the dog from John Wick there, Velma. I think it's okay. What is happening? An arena event has happened. How often? We didn't have an arena event for the first, like, 4 of these. And now it's every time. Goodness. All right, arena event. There's a tsunami hitting. Nicki Minaj is fatally injured on debris. 1 hour arena event. I'm telling you, it's insane. Jimi Hendrix defeats The Weeknd, but throws him into the water to make sure that he dies. Goodness. Tony Hawk survives. Let's go! Tony. Don Bradman is swept away. Tragic. Secretariat fatally injures himself on debris. Isabel survives. Ferb survives. The Riddler survives. Moana defeats Charles Barkley, but throws him into the water to make sure that he dies. Moana is thriving in this condition, I think. This is definitely, like, if anybody gains an edge here, it's Moana. Putin's mom survives. Hormel chili with no beans survives. Ferb built different, true. Moana, I am so sorry. I was not your mother. Lola Bunny defeats Hormel chili with beans, but throws him into the water to make sure he dies. Daisy survives. Angry Bird survives. Julia Roberts survives. Popeye and Nomeo smash their heads together as the tsunami rolls in. Both of them drown. Why? What was the strat? I don't understand why you would do that. Never call Lola Bunny doll. So true. Velma survives. Margalo survives. Yeah, Margalo just... That makes sense. Jeez. Minute 1. 10 cannon shots are heard. 2 heads are better than 1, but they didn't read the fine print. It's true. All right, 10 cannon shots. And for those of you who are new, we don't have a cannon sound effect, but we do have silver scrapes. So, Lego Steve, Phineas, Nicki Minaj, The Weeknd, Don Bradman, Secretariat, Charles Barkley, Hormel chili with beans, Popeye, and Nomeo. Rest in peace, brave Hunger Gamers. All right. How y'all feeling about your predictions? It's actually a very even split so far. Oh, no, it is favoring the evens a little bit. Yeah. Dang. Let's see. Only District 11 is all the way out, though. 100% confident. All right. Let's go on to day 2, shall we? Oh, night 1. Sorry, I made the mistake of thinking that we were past 1 day, but I was wrong. Night 1. Julia Roberts is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Velma receives water from an unknown sponsor. Tony Hawk begs for Jimi Hendrix to kill him, but he refuses, keeping Tony Hawk alive. Daisy thinks about home. Putin's mom tends to her wounds. She's so maternal, so nurturing. Ferb cooks his food before putting out his fire. Lola Bunny goes to sleep. Isabel convinces Moana to snuggle with her. That's so cute. This is the cutest team up so far for sure. Margalo and Angry Bird run into each other and decide to truce for the night. I don't think this... Why do you think this makes perfect sense? Huh? Maybe you're the one who sees some internalized biases of why you want these two to team up. Huh? Hormel Chili with no beans receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. The Riddler quietly hums. This is the most frightening thing he could have done. Jimi Hendrix, Daisy the dog, Hormel Chili no beans, and Velma all raid Tony Hawk's camp while he's hunting. You guys all need to team up on the Birdman like this? Cowards. Angry Bird sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides to not investigate. Putin's mom dies of dysentery. Hey, you know what? Tony Hawk lived longer than Putin's mom. Let's go! Margalo searches for a water source. Julia Roberts searches for firewood. The Riddler goes hunting. Lola Bunny attacks Moana, but Isabel protects her, killing Lola Bunny. She got with a slingshot. Dude, Moana is just going for the cutest team-ups. That's her strat. She's going with the cuteness strat. Ferb sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides to not investigate. Does anybody investigate the smoke ever? Rapid unscheduled loss of life. That is the basic idea of the Hunger Games. Are you kidding me right now? We have another arena event. I'm going to play the Undertaker noise when arena events happen now. Acid rain pours down on the arena. The Riddler is unable to find shelter and dies. Jimi Hendrix refuses Tony Hawk's shelter, killing him. Hormel Chili No Beans survives. Angry Bird survives. Moana refuses Ferb's shelter, killing him. Margot injures Daisy the dog and leaves her in the rain. Julia Roberts survives. Isabel injures Velma, leaving her to die in the rain. Are you kidding me right now? 7 more cannons? I'm not joking. Our first 4, we had 0 arena events. And now we're averaging 2. All right, 7 cannon shots. Putin's mom. Lola Bunny. the Riddler, Tony Hawk, Ferb, Daisy the dog, Velma. Rest in peace. All right, how we feeling? District 3 still has 1. Jimi Hendrix has 2 kills. District 4, we only have Isabel. District 6, we have Angry Bird. District 7, we have Julia Roberts. District 8, we have Moana with 2 kills. District 9, we have Margalo the Bird. And District 12, we have Hormel Chili No Beans. With all of these arena events, nobody's going to take the kill record away from 50 Cent. Still 100% confident. Isn't that safe? Like, yeah, most of the contestants are still from even districts. All right. Jimi Hendrix questions his sanity. Hormel Chili No Beans screams for help. Isabel sets Moana on fire with a Molotov. Who gave you a Molotov cocktail, Isabel? Goodness. The cuteness strat is over. It came back to bite Moana. Julia Roberts tries to treat her infection. Angry Birds passes out from exhaustion. Margalo climbs a tree to rest. The feast happens. We can't go a single minute without something weird happening. Isabel's been hanging out with Doom Guy too much? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right. Margalo stuffs a bundle of dry clothes into a backpack before sprinting away. Jimi Hendrix decides to not go to the feast. Julia Roberts decides to not go to the feast. Hormel Chili No Beans, Isabel, and Angry Bird confront each other, grab what they want, and slowly avoid conflict. That's a good idea. There's been enough bloodshed in the last 24 hours. All right, day 3. Jimi Hendrix falls into a frozen lake and drowns. How is there still a frozen lake? There was a tsunami and acid rain. I feel like there should be no ice left. All right, so long, Jimmy. Isabel scares off Julia Roberts. Margalo receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Angry Birds bashes a can of Hormel chili with no beans against a rock several times. That is actually not that gruesome because it is just a can of beans, so that's fine. I miss Doom. Doom was great. He had so much potential. All right, 3 cannons. Moana, Jimi Hendrix, Hormel chili with no beans. Rest in peace. All right, let's see how we're feeling here. 4, 6, 9, 7. All right, 4 people left. It's back to even up between evens and odds, though. All right. Top 4. Isabel climbs a tree to rest. Angry Bird and Margalo run into each other and yet again decide to truce for the night. Julia Roberts climbs a tree to rest. At this point, Angry Bird and Margalo just stay together. You don't need to keep splitting up like this. Okay, day 4. Isabel collects fruit from a tree. Do not be fooled. I know that this is cute, and she wants you to forget that just moments ago, she threw a Molotov cocktail at beloved Disney princess Moana. Don't let her fool you because she's shaking trees and getting the little peaches to fall down. Julia Roberts begs for Margalo to kill her. She refuses, keeping Julia Roberts alive. Margalo's a big fan of Ocean's 11. So she's like, I can't do that to Danny's girl. Angry Bird travels to higher ground. Yeah. Whee! No cannons. Day 4, no cannons. Oh my gosh. Julia Roberts fends off Angry Bird, Isabel, and Margalo all away from her fire. Everybody's gunning for Julia Roberts. Did literally anybody predict any of these people would make it to top 4? At all? No way I think that Julia Roberts gets into top 4 before some of these other people. Like Popeye? Day 5. Everybody hunts for other tributes. They're all prowling for each other. No cannons. How can Julia Roberts beat 3 small animals? That's true. She can't even hit them. Like, Julia Roberts did better in the Hunger Games than the Riddler. Although this is not as cutthroat as some of our other Hunger Games have been. Usually there's like some number of like trained killers. Nobody in here is like good at killing. All right, let's keep going. Angry Bird lets Isabel into his shelter. Finally, we have some actual team-ups happening. Julia Roberts looks into the night sky. Margalo falls into a pit and dies. Flap, Margalo, please flap your little wings. Yeah, Isabel has 3 kills. Isabel go crazy. Girl, fly, please. All right. Angry Bird just receives an explosive device from an unknown sponsor. And if you've played Angry Bird, you know how powerful those little bombs can be strategically. Julia Roberts chases Isabel. I love the idea that Julia Roberts has, like, mud on her face and she's, like, ready to kill, and Isabel is just with the little Animal Crossing run. All right, 1 cannon shot for Margalo the bird. Potentially our last day here. Julia Roberts tends to her wounds. Angry Bird tends to his wounds. Isabel looks at the night sky. Angry Birds diverts Julia Roberts' attention and runs away. Isabel fishes. Isabel is, again, this is all PR. Isabel doesn't care about this game. She cares about the Quarter Quell. She wants to be a celebrity after this. So she's just trying to be as cute as possible so you forget the time that she lit Moana on fire. Prediction, Isabel just takes out Julia Roberts next round. It's possible. Right now, my money's on Isabel. With how this game went, day 1 was potentially the last day. True. All right. No cannon shots. Isabel and Julia Roberts huddle for warmth. I will say, when there's 3 people left, it's a little late to start making alliances here, Isabel. I don't know about this. Angry Bird stays awake all night. Julia Roberts poops herself to death. Who could have seen this coming? That's actually insane. She was doing so well, and then she dies of dysentery? Angry Bird stabs Isabel with a tree branch. I'm actually speechless. I never would have guessed it was going to be Angry Bird. Good for him, though. All right, 2 cannon shots. Julia Roberts and Isabel. And with that, Angry Bird from District 6 is our champion. Congratulations, Angry Bird. Only 2 kills. If I'm right, this is our lowest kill record of any of our Hunger Games so far. Actually nuts. Tragic. All right, let's pay out the evens. Any even Eddies in here? It's not that big a payout because usually we have Atlas to sort of fluff the numbers, because Atlas has like the Switzerland banking system of channel points around here. Goodness. All right. Well, bring back Tony Hawk. Well, here's the good news. On Friday, we will be doing another Hunger Game